They buried him before sunset. By nightfall, he was knocking from beneath the ground. The mourners froze when the sound came, slow, deliberate, unmistakable. Not the shifting of soil, not the cry of an animal. 3 knocks, a pause, then 3 again. Inside the freshly sealed grave, Adewale Ogun still breathed. The village of Adewale had seen death before. Drought, sickness, childbirth, accidents on the long road to the city. Death was not new, but this was different. This was wrong. Just hours earlier, Adewale had been declared dead under the mango tree behind his father's compound. His body had been washed, wrapped in white cloth, and laid out for the elders to confirm. No breath, no pulse, eyes closed like doors that would never open again. His mother, Saad, had screamed until her voice broke. Now the earth itself seemed to answer her grief. Adewale's mind drifted in and out as his fists struck the wooden coffin. Each movement felt heavy, as if water filled his bones. His chest burned. His throat scraped for air that came too slowly. Darkness pressed against him from all sides, thick and alive. He did not remember waking up. He remembered the dream. A wide plain of red earth, a sky too close to the ground, drums beating without drummers, and a tall figure standing ahead of him, neither man nor spirit, its face hidden behind a carved mask split down the middle. "You are not finished," the figure had said. Then the ground closed over him. Above, panic erupted. Men shouted. Women cried out the boy's name. Someone dropped a lantern, and fire briefly flared before being stamped out. The village chief staggered backward, muttering prayers that tangled over themselves. Saad ran forward, clawing at the soil with bare hands. "That is my son," she screamed. "Open it." The elders hesitated. No one wanted to be the one who opened a grave at night. Finally, Baba Duro, the oldest man in the village, raised his staff. Dig. They worked fast. Too fast. Dirt flew. Nails scraped wood. When the coffin lid was forced open, Adewale gasped like a newborn dragged from the womb of the earth. His eyes flew open. A collective cry rose from the crowd. Adewale sucked in air, coughing violently as hands pulled him free. His chest heaved. His heart thundered. He was alive. But silence fell just as quickly, because his eyes were not right. The whites were darkened, like storm clouds gathering behind them, and faint markings, thin, twisting lines, ran from his neck down beneath the cloth, glowing faintly as if lit from inside. Saad held him, sobbing, my son." But Baba Duro stepped back. "This boy crossed," the old man said, and something crossed with him. The wind shifted. Somewhere beyond the village, drums began to beat. By morning, the village no longer felt like Adewale. The sun rose, but it did not warm the earth. It only revealed what fear had done overnight. Doors stayed shut. Smoke did not rise from cooking fires. Children were kept indoors, their laughter swallowed before it could escape. Whispers moved faster than people, passing from compound to compound like something alive. Adewale lay awake on a mat inside his father's hut, staring at the ceiling beams. He had not slept. Every time his eyes closed, the red plain returned. The drums, the mask, and the voice. "You are not finished." His body felt wrong. Not painful, just unfamiliar. His heartbeat was slower than it should be. His breathing too calm, even when panic clawed at his thoughts. When he flexed his fingers, the faint markings beneath his skin shifted, as if responding. Saad sat beside him, her eyes red and swollen. She had not left his side since the grave. "You are here," she kept saying, touching his arm as if he might dissolve. "You are here." Adewale turned his head toward her. "Mama," he said quietly. His voice sounded deeper than he remembered. "Why won't anyone come inside?" Saad hesitated. Outside, a group of elders stood beneath the mango tree. Baba Duro was among them, leaning heavily on his staff. No one met his eyes. "They are afraid," Sod finally said. "They think something followed you home." Adewale swallowed. "Did it?" Sada's hand trembled. "My son, I don't know." As if summoned by the words, a sharp pain flared at Adewale's wrist. He gasped, clutching it. The markings brightened, glowing faintly through his skin. Sod cried out, "Adewale!" The pain vanished as quickly as it came, but the memory remained. An image burned into his mind. A narrow path, tall grass whispering secrets, and the masked figure standing closer than before. Outside, Baba Duro raised his staff. "The boy must be tested," he said, his voice carrying through the compound. "If he returned alone, the ancestors will be silent. If he did not, then they will answer." Sod burst from the hut. "You will not touch my son." "The village comes before one child," Baba Duro replied, though his voice lacked cruelty, only fear. By noon, Adewale was led to the shrine at the edge of the forest. The path there had not been walked in years. Vines clawed at their ankles. Birds watched silently from the trees. The shrine itself was little more than stones arranged in a circle, blackened by old offerings and time. Adewale stood at its center. The elders began to chant. The air thickened. Adewale felt the ground beneath his feet soften, like breathing earth. His vision blurred, colors bleeding together. The forest leaned inward, listening. Then the drums began, not from the village, from everywhere. The world split. Adewale was no longer standing at the shrine. He stood once again on the red plain. The sky pressed low. The drums beat louder now, faster. The masked figure stepped forward. "You crossed the first gate," it said. "Few return." "What are you?" Adewale asked, his voice shaking. "I am the keeper of paths," the figure replied. "And you carry a door within you." Adewale looked down at his glowing skin. "I didn't ask for this. No one ever does." The figure circled him. "You were buried with a lie. The village chose silence over truth. That is why the ground rejected you." Adewale's chest tightened. "Then why bring me back?" "Because the balance is broken," the figure said, "and you are young enough to bend." The drum stopped. Adewale screamed as the world snapped back into place. He collapsed at the shrine, gasping. The elders staggered backward. Baba Duro fell to one knee. The stones around the shrine were cracked. Smoke curled from the ground. Adewale looked up. Every eye was on him, not with fear alone anymore, with certainty. Baba Duro spoke in a voice barely louder than the wind. "The ancestors have answered." Sod ran to her son, pulling him close. Adewale felt her tears soak into his shirt. "What does it mean?" she whispered. Adewale stared at his glowing wrist, the mark pulsing slowly, patiently. "It means," he said, though he did not know how he knew, "that I didn't come back alone." And somewhere deep in the forest, the drums began again. The village did not sleep that night. Even those who shut their eyes felt it, the tension hanging in the air like a storm that refused to break. Fires burned longer than usual. Prayers were whispered in corners. Somewhere, a child cried and would not be comforted. Adewale sat alone outside his father's hut, knees drawn to his chest. The markings on his skin no longer glowed constantly. They waited. He could feel them, like fingers resting just beneath the surface, ready to press through if called. The drums had not stopped since the shrine. They were quieter now, distant, but steady, like a second heartbeat layered beneath his own. Sod approached slowly, wrapping a shawl around his shoulders. "You should rest." Adewale shook his head. "If I sleep, I'll go back there." "Is that place evil?" she asked. He considered the question. "No," he said at last, "but it isn't kind either." The elders arrived before dawn. Baba Duro did not carry his staff this time. He carried something else, a small wooden box, worn smooth by age. He set it between them. "This was meant for another," the old man said. "But the ancestors do not always choose as we expect." He opened the box. Inside lay a bone charm wrapped in red thread. Saad recoiled. That is forbidden. Yes, Baba Duro agreed. And necessary. Adewale's chest tightened. What does it do? It seals doors, Baba Duro said. And sometimes it closes lives. The ground shuddered. Not violently. Not yet. But enough. Birds took flight. The trees whispered warnings. From the forest came a sound deeper than drums, a low groan, as if the earth itself had shifted uncomfortably. Adewale stood. They're coming through, he said. Who? Saad demanded. The ones who never crossed properly. The air split open behind him, not tearing, unfolding. The red plain bled into the forest, clearing. Shadows crawled outward, taking shape. Figures with hollow eyes and unfinished faces stepped through, their forms flickering between worlds. The villagers screamed. Baba Duro dropped to his knees. The boundary has failed. The masked figure emerged last, towering calm. You were warned, it said to Adewale. A door left open invites all. Adewale felt fear surge through him, but beneath it was something stronger. Choice. He turned to Baba Duro. The box. The elder hesitated. If you use it. I know. Saad grabbed his arm. You don't. Adewale smiled softly at her. Mama, I was already buried once. He took the charm. The spirits advanced. The forest bent inward, branches cracking under invisible pressure. The red plain spread wider, consuming color and sound. Adewale stepped forward alone. He pressed the charm against his chest. Pain exploded through him. Not sharp, but deep, ancient. Memories flooded in that were not his. Lives unlived. Regrets unspoken. Names forgotten by time. He screamed, and the drums answered. The masked figure raised its hand. This path ends you. Adewale met its gaze. Then let it end cleanly. He slammed the charm into the ground. Light erupted upward like fire reversed. The spirits froze, then shattered into dust that dissolved before touching the earth. The red plain collapsed inward, folding itself shut. The masked figure watched, unmoving. When the light faded, Adewale fell. Saad ran to him, screaming his name. He did not breathe. The markings were gone. Gone. The sun rose fully then, warm and honest. Birds returned. The forest exhaled. Baba Duro bowed his head. The village was silent. Then, Adewale coughed. Air rushed back into his lungs. His eyes opened slowly, confused, human. Saad sobbed, laughing through tears, pulling him into her arms. Baba Duro stepped closer, trembling. The path. Adewale shook his head weakly. Closed. The old man whispered, "You are free." Adewale looked at his hands. No glow, no marks, just skin, just life. As the villagers gathered closer, fear replaced by awe, Adewale stood, unsteady but alive. The drums were gone. For the first time since his death, the world was quiet. And this time, he stayed.